You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening.
In uncertain times, we could use someone to lean on. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma will stand by you with plan options to fit your budget. If you've recently lost your job, had a baby, or moved, you can still get the healthcare coverage you and your family need. Financial help may be available for those who qualify. Call 855-452-BLUE or visit hereforyouok.com to see if you're eligible to enroll. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, Pop-Up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
I know karate, I know jiu-jitsu, I drive like a gangster when I'm coming to see you, see you, see you, see you.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
The way I always do. How was I to know she was with the Russians too? I was gambling in Havana. I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Dad, get me out of this.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody?
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Otherwise known as Chat Lives Matter Night, right here live on KLR Radio. We are your closing act for the evening. If you've been with us for all 4 hours. Then you heard me flying solo on the whatever show, because I hadn't heard from Stacy yet today, and did the show anyway. And then G was off, so G had to fill in Andrew, the other curmudgeonly dude of the group, who took over that year. And did a bang-up job. And then we had the Ladies of the Red Wine that just wrapped up, and now it's me and Orty, your usual Wednesday night nightcap. So, why are those pants still on? Sorry, I just stole the line from Michael. I probably shouldn't do that. Anyway, so how you doing, man? How's things?
Team No Pants. It is Friday. It is Wednesday. This is when we do not don the legged cloths off.
Dude, I work from home now, so unless I'm going to the store, I'm pretty much Team No Pants all the time. Just saying.
Nice. I'm good. I'm in one of the few areas that's of the state
not
that's
underwater.
not
Sorry, didn't mean.
Wait, I'm sorry. What's that?
No, I was just gonna say you because you're in like one of the few areas that I said that's not underwater, and you said that at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Nice, Jenks. You owe me some Coke.
I can't afford your brand of Coke, sir.
Nobody can. Not in this economy.
Oh, so speaking of the economy, have you heard the border bill went down in flames, and according to the left, this is our life now.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies, rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
The dead rising from the grave. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
I mean, if you're on X right now, this is how the left is painting
It's
our
Twitter.
world.
Stop. Nobody recognizes it as X.
Well,
Nobody.
I don't care.
Nobody.
I'm contrarian. I'm not a conformist.
Nobody.
I'm contrarian. I'm not a conformist. Since everybody still calls it Twitter, I have to call it X now.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm waiting for just one person, any of them, to explain to me how securing the borders in Israel, Palestine, and Ukraine helps secure our borders.
I've been asking that same question. Nobody's answering me.
Okay, we've given Ukraine. It's not the Ukraine. We've given Ukraine. I got to break myself for saying because I think that was a misprint on an old Risk.
Yeah, probably.
That I had. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, we've given them $250 billion. That's enough.
Yeah,
no more.
That's more than enough.
ATM is shut down.
ATM says no mas. I mean, how much more money are we supposed to give these people?
All of them.
Especially now that I mean, it's becoming rather apparent that it's basically two mobsters filleting each other. Well, three if you count Biden. Because let's face it, at this point he's acting more like a made man than the president. Because, anytime he doesn't get what he wants. Because at first, when the bill was still in question and nobody had the text of it yet, it was, if they pass this thing, I'll close the border immediately. Motherfucker, you could do that now. It is a felony for them to come across our border illegally. You could have done that the entire time. Quit being stupid. So then now today, right? So up until this afternoon, some people, not me, still had a slim hope that there may be some sort of compromise able to be met with this abominable 370-some-odd page monstrosity that the Senate tried to pass as a border security bill when it was more worried about Israeli borders and Palestinian borders and Ukrainian borders than American borders. And so they did a test vote today to see if they could get it to cloture to bring it to the floor, and the Senate was like, no. Even Turtle Boy said no. Turtle Boy was the one pushing the bill. Now Turtle Boy's saying no. I wonder if that's because he's trying to save his seat. Fucking moron.
I saw this is just 4D chess. They need to propose it and then shoot it down so they can blah, blah, blah. No, fuck off, okay? That's not what your senator was doing at all. They actually pushed this in earnest. So, yeah, no, there was no 4D chess.
I mean, dude, there has been no 4D chess. Even Trump in his prime was not playing 4D chess. And I still resent the fact that it looks like we are headed towards geriatric grudge match round 2. So for everybody who's pissed off at me because I've been telling everybody since day one that I'm team anybody but Biden, and I'm going to be standing by that decision. Yes, there are still things that I feel Donald Trump should be held accountable for. His COVID decisions being one of them. But at this point, if I have to choose between a guy who can barely walk, can't put sentences together, sees dead people on a regular basis, and tells everybody about it, I'd rather have Orange Man Bad back. If those are my two choices, as much as I don't want either one of them, I pick Orange Man Bad. Not I see dead people.
I haven't voted for a president in a very, very long time. I voted against a lot of them.
And that's been the way it's been for a long time. Because there's this whole the lesser of two evils philosophy that's been going around. I'm tired of having to choose between two evils.
Like Jerry Garcia said, when you're choosing between two evils, you're still choosing evil.
Well, that's why I always say the lesser of two weevils. Because they're basically up-jumped rodents. Anyway, I got nothing. I really don't. But the thing that pisses me off is to hear Joe Biden now making the rounds that from now until November, everyone's going to know the border is broken because of the Republicans. Motherfucker.
That was the intention all along.
The border was broken the day you took office. I've played the video and I've tagged him in this video like 3 or 4 times of him signing all the executive orders that undid every bit of Trump's border policy. Like,
sure.
Hey Joe, this is who broke the border. Does he look familiar? Looks a lot like you. I was just saying. I mean, granted, even what Trump did was more of a patch than a fix, and I understand that because he couldn't even get his own party to do it. But that's part of what pisses me off. Joe Biden had control of everything for the first 2 years, and he even tried to pass immigration reform legislation while they had control of everything for the first 2 years, and his own party wouldn't even sign off on it. If you guys haven't figured out by now that this thing is a fucking bargaining chip that both sides use over and over and over again, and it's time for us to take our ball, go home, and fix our own shit, then I don't really know what to tell you anymore, because I, for one, am fed up with the games. I mean,
and that's kind of the funny thing, is that it's kind of like when SCOTUS, or when Roe got sent back down to the States, that just kind of like, okay, fuck, there went our main, war chip that we'd use every election. Now we're stuck with immigration, because it would do in a TikTok cycle: abortion, immigration, crime, abortion, immigration, crime. Excuse me, that was quite tiresome to say.
Well, I mean, and the other thing is, abortion was such a more robust argument per se, because there really wasn't much that either side was going to do about it except for scream and yell. So now that that's basically been taken off of the table, and you're watching the president, who, as far as I'm concerned, based on this recent ruling from the appellate court, should be being charged with 9 million felonies at this point, both an accessory before and after the fact to 9 million felonies. I mean, if presidential immunity doesn't apply, then let's start by putting him on trial for 9 million accessory counts of felony border invasion. I mean, if presidential immunity doesn't apply, let's put President Drone Pants on trial for murdering Americans with drones. I mean, you know, we can play this game too, and that's part of what I keep trying to explain to everybody is we're at this point, we are legitimately in a fight for our lives, and we need to understand that, because they have screwed up everything that they can possibly screw up, almost to the point where it's screwed up beyond repair. So there's very little time for us to try to impact anything in a meaningful way and be able to make changes. And if we keep trying to play the game by the same rules we've always played it by, we've already lost, because the communists have fucking control of everything. Nobody wants to talk about that. They literally control everything. They control our education. They control. I mean, as soon as they got control of our education system, we should have known we were in big, big trouble. I mean, hell, I remember in my state, it was like this big thing that a few years ago they'd put out that, nation, like statewide, the highest reading level in my state was the 4th grade, and everybody started having a fit. Now you start looking at the nationwide numbers, and it's starting to be that way everywhere. And I'm like, you guys don't understand that they're doing this to us on purpose.
What did I see the other day? 0 out of 34 school districts in Illinois had passing math competency.
Well, that's because math is racist now, so you don't have to be competent in math.
That's right.
I mean, it's just like, they had all this because of COVID. They suspended ACT and SATs, and then there are certain schools that have said, we're just going to do away with those altogether. And then other schools like Dartmouth, who came out this week and said, yeah, that's not working for us. We're going to go back and start doing ACT and SATs again because we have to have some sort of a benchmark. And I'm like, please let this be the beginning of the end of the DEI bullshit. Finally, once and for all, please. Even if it's incremental, I will take progress. Because I can't do this anymore. I mean, there is the creator of a kindergarten program that is called Woke Kindergarten. And,
I saw this.
Yeah, and I really wish that I could find the clip because I can't find it anymore. But she is basically, she got hired by a school district because they had like an 8% completion rate by the end of kindergarten, and they were trying to see if they could get that number better. So after a year of following this program in certain kindergartens, they now have a 4% completion rate.
Fantastic.
How's that working for you? Now, the scariest thing about this same person who's teaching kids, no Donald Trump ever, all these other things, through video learning sessions and everything else, is the same woman who was recently seen on TikTok screaming that Israel doesn't have a right to exist, America doesn't have a right to exist, that we're the racist devils that the world is trying to erase. That's who's teaching our kids. And you wonder why our kids don't like America anymore. I mean, America has lots of warts, so I'm not going to lie to you about that. But when America is doing what America is supposed to do, it's one of the best places in the world. When it's been co-opted by a bunch of fucking morons like it is right now, we're going to be lucky if we don't go in the dark by tomorrow. Because I just read a report that Iran has enough material on hand that they could create nuclear material within a week, and have up to 4.
How are they going to deliver it, though?
You mean you don't think they're getting shit from China and Russia right now?
Well,
you forget. Thanks to
it's
Clinton.
Not gonna happen.
Thanks to Clinton, China has our ICBM technology.
Yeah, I know, but they're not good at it either. Plus, China isn't going to allow it because the only thing that's keeping China in power is our consumerism. Okay? They like to rattle the saber a lot. America isn't China's focus anymore. It's India. Because India has surpassed them as the world's largest population, and India's kind of tired of their shit, too. Plus, when China took Nepal, that was everybody realized that they're really worried about the headwaters of where every river that flows through China comes from. And they made India very aware of that when they did it. So everybody knows what China's really afraid of.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that anybody that's being propped up right now is, the big bads of the past are still the big bags that they once were. But the thing that scares me is Joe Biden doesn't even seem to know what century it is.
No, he does not.
I mean, let's not forget, in Vegas, he told a story about about a meeting that happened just after he was elected, and he was speaking to a French president who died in 1996.
Yeah.
So, just saying, does that mean that
I see dead people?
Because it kind of sounds like he does. He either doesn't know where he is or he sees dead people, and I don't know which one's worse.
Embrace the power of and.
I just don't know which one would be worse. Oh, so I don't know if you saw this today. So and actually, it never made it in the. I had it in my show notes, but in the 3 hours that I've done today, that was just me. I never got around to it. But this is from our friends from the New York Post. Well, I say friends loosely.
I was going to say I don't have any friends there.
Anybody remember the Baltimore prosecutor who was going, all the anti-police stuff and all the, anybody remember Marilyn Mosby?
Vaguely.
Yeah, the prosecutor who was all into Black Lives Matter and shit.
Prostitute for a minute.
So, former Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby has been convicted of 1 count of mortgage fraud after testifying that she unintentionally made false statements on loan applications to buy 2 Florida vacation homes. The Associated Press reported the split verdict was announced Tuesday evening after jury members deliberated for most of the day, finding Mosby not guilty on a second mortgage fraud charge. In November, Mosby was convicted of 2 counts of perjury by a federal jury after she falsely claimed financial hardship during the COVID-19 pandemic in order to withdraw money from the city's retirement fund. She has not been sentenced in either case and faces up to 5 years for each count. Federal prosecutors filed criminal charges against Mosby after allegations that she claimed a pandemic-related hardship to pull money from her retirement account, then used the money as the down payment on 2 Florida properties. Prosecutors claimed she repeatedly lied on the mortgage application, while Mosby's mortgage fraud trial was slated to take place in Baltimore. It was ultimately moved to Greenbelt, Maryland, because of concerns potential jurors may be biased by media coverage of the case. So, just so you know, the reason this hit my radar, let me get back to where I found it. The reason this hit my radar is because it actually showed up on Gene's Facebook page. I think it's about to make it into This Week in Democracy. She's actually been a buffoon before. She is, again...
No way.
She was involved in the prosecution of cops in the death of Freddie Gray from 2016, and was all over the news. You know, one of the people that was kind of coming to prominence around the same time that everybody started learning what Black Lives Matter is and everything else. So apparently she's now been convicted of several counts of fraud. Funny how that happens.
Yeah.
Funny.
You know what I find weird is that they're all flocking to buy homes in racist Florida.
Good point, because, this is Baltimore. This is like, Blue Haven. So why is she trying to why is she trying to move to Florida? I thought she liked blue policies. I'm confused.
Right.
Why is she?
Yeah. Why would she go to literal apartheid in the United States?
I got nothing for these people anymore, because everything they do is just backwards. But yeah, so I didn't know if you'd seen that yet today, and I definitely wanted to hit on that earlier, and then kind of forgot that I hadn't gotten to it. But yeah, so in other news, apparently Joe Biden will not face any charges for his documents cases.
Never will. Nobody does.
Well, nobody except Trump.
Well, yeah.
But now, based on this ruling, his attorneys are filing to have his charges from the Mar-a-Lago raid dismissed. Not that it'll do any good, but I do applaud them for trying and using this as an example of, if it's okay for him, why is it not okay for my guy? Just saying. Yeah. I mean, because the thing that gets me about this, because that's all I heard because the story broke, actually, it was either last night or early this morning. I don't remember when it broke. But all I heard from everybody was, well, that was because when they asked for him, he didn't lie about having him, and he didn't try to hide him, and he just gave them back. And I'm like, yeah, but he had some of these documents in his possession since he was a senator and had 0 declassification powers. If you and I had been found to have been breaking the law for decades, oops, I'm sorry, you caught me, here you go, would not be a valid defense for us. It shouldn't be a valid defense for him. I'm just saying.
Yeah. We have a 2-tier legal system, justice system.
I think it's more than.
It's not. And it's not even like, I mean, there's onion-like layers to the 2-tier legal system, where there is the rich and the poor. And then if you're rich, it's basically if you're on the right or the left. And I hate to boil everything down to just that level of binary bullshit, because now that we're back into election season, I have to remind everybody that, we're not we don't have a popular vote. We have an electoral college, and unless you're in a contested purple state, your vote is more or less meaningless when it comes to president. So just vote for who you want to vote. Vote for who you want to vote for, and do your best down ballot. Because voting is not betting. You don't win a prize for picking the winner. And I know I say this every election, but yeah.
Oh, so only because I do try to feature him whenever possible. Speaking of Gene, he's back to writing for Newsweek again. Or Newsmax.
Newsweek?
Newsmax.
I was going to say.
Sorry.
Newsmax.
Newsmax. Sorry.
I wasn't sure if I was happy or sad for him.
But yeah, Newsmax. He actually put out a first opinion piece over there in Forever. So political privilege can be disturbing, especially when abused. Of all the political buffoonery at all levels of government that exist, hypocrisy is likely the most numerous and obnoxious. Or onerous and obnoxious, sorry. For many of today's politicians have come to embody what Benjamin Franklin once defined as public hypocrites, and that is the instruments of public mischief who ruin their country. A public hypocrite every day deceives his betters and makes them the ignorant trumpeters of his supposed godliness. They take him for a saint and pass him for one without considering that they are, as it were, the instruments of public mischief, out of conscience, and ruin their country for God's sake. The most recent example would be New York City Councilman Yusef Solomon, who rose to political prominence after his exoneration as one of the Central Park Five to become the chair of the Public Safety Committee. Solomon recently issued a statement after a police officer initiated a traffic stop with him in one night in Harlem, declaring that the lack of transparency allows racial profiling and unconstitutional stops of all types to occur because the officer in question acted in a rude and condescending manner and did not provide the rationale for the stop. The NYPD released the body cam footage of the interaction, all 40 seconds of it. Salem's narrative collapsed upon initiation of the stop, which was based on Salem's over-tinted windows on his Georgia-registered vehicle. So I guess it's actually Salam. Salam immediately identified himself as a city council member, and then, as if he had performed some Jedi mind trick, the officer ended the stop with no action taken for Salam's violation. So
this is not the violation you're looking for.
So anyway, to go a little bit further, because he goes into more detail in the video. Things to keep in mind: there was a shooting of a New York and NYPD officer, I believe, in 2015, who was shot through the window of a vehicle during a traffic stop, and the vehicle had what they now consider excessively tinted windows. So it does trigger a stop anytime your windows look too dark. The other thing to keep in mind is that, one, this is a city councilman. He's driving with Georgia plates, which means there's probably some sort of tax evasion going on, if we're being quite literal. And second of all, it's actually kind of considered a violation of statute for a city councilman to not have a New York City plate on his car, or a New York plate on his car, especially because normally they get issued plates that specifically say this is a government vehicle. And he wasn't using those. So that was Gene's first question, is why is a city councilman driving around New York City with excessively tinted windows and Georgia tags? Then next question is, why did the cop just tuck his tail and go back to his car just because dude said he was a city councilman? So, I mean, this is everywhere, though. I mean, we talked about this a little bit off air. You know, one of my senators is currently making the rounds on all the news channels, screaming that a political pundit is trying to ruin him because he tried to fix the border. And I'm like, bullshit. You're a senator. If somebody was trying to ruin you, you'd be naming names, dude. None of this nameless bullshit. So if somebody was really coming, I mean, dude, seriously, I'm a next to nobody, and if somebody was coming at me, everybody that listens to me would know their name. Because why not? I have a platform. He has a much bigger platform than I do. So, I mean, and if somebody's literally trying to twist your arm, you know, or threaten you, there are things that can be done. But the whole thing about all of this is it's rampant everywhere. I mean, I think the most interesting thing that I've seen come out of blue cities lately, especially the ones that, you know, like to declare themselves sanctuary cities until they had to start putting their money where their mouth was, is all of the aggravation and anger coming from the city's lower classes now, because they're seeing all these migrants be brought in. And now New York City has a new debit card program for migrants. And there are people of color taking to the streets right now and we're like, look, my family's starving and you're giving these people like all this money for food. Where did you guys find $50 billion for this program? Why did we not get any of that money? What the hell's going on? You know, we got homeless people everywhere. We got veterans everywhere, and y'all are giving all the money to the migrants. And I'm like, this is what we've been screaming about for at least a decade. Where you been? I mean,
yeah. Hi, welcome. Well, thanks for catching up. Coffee and, you know, Coffee and donuts.
I mean, you know, in the words of John McClane, welcome to the party, pal, but where the hell you been?
All right.
Saying, it's all such a mess, dude. And I just, you know, and then we've got, as I've started calling him, Squid Pro Joe, because now the second time in 2 weeks, dude has put out basically a quid pro quo through social media.
Mm-hmm.
If you pass,
if you don't pass the bill, then we're going to cut funding to CBP.
Well, yeah, but he's going to blame Republicans for that too, though. They've already crafted that narrative because it's the funding is going to be cut because there's just not enough funding there because Republicans keep turning down their funding requests.
Good.
I don't see the problem.
Yeah, I mean that's granted, Border Patrol is one of the few legitimate functions of government. So how about we trim some fat from other places, like
how about we get rid of those
pay for the legislature
85,000 IRS agents that we don't need.
Yeah, you know what? If they want to have armed IRS agents, just take them out of the IRS, move them over to Border Patrol. They can still be armed.
Well, I mean, this goes back to the same thing that we've been talking about for forever. When you and I talk Border Patrol, most Americans have a completely different idea of what Border Patrol should be than what Democrats think Border Patrol should be. Because, much like you just said a second ago, hey, welcome, coffee over here, donuts over here. That's pretty much what they think Border Patrol should be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you're just going to use them as door greeters, how much funding do they need?
Besides, I mean, the seniors would do that for pretty low wage, just supplement the income.
I'm just saying.
I mean, if they're just holding the door open and greeting people in the United States.
Hey, thank you for visiting the United States today. How long are you going to be with us?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't with these people. I wish I don't know. I really need to.
But it's funny. Okay, so going back to what you mentioned before, about the over tinted windows and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I've fallen down the rabbit hole of watching Lackluster and Audit the Audit. So that's like a common, Terry stop. It's like, okay, so they got him for the over tinted windows. Did you feel the air quotes? I laid them on pretty thick.
Yeah.
And then, all of a sudden that's like just tyrannical cops getting owned. I loved it. But now I'm afraid that I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, great. Now I'm on a list. They're going to think I'm one of those sob sieves or something.
We're already on lists, my dude.
Oh yeah, I know. So let's go to commercial.
Oh, I guess we could do that.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, got to pay the bills somehow.
Anyway.
Stays everything that I think. What?
I didn't say anything. What are you talking about over there?
A song that I'm going to have to post on Twitter because it's now stuck in my head and I have to listen to it later.
So it's one of those, since it's stuck in my head, you have to listen to it now kind of things?
Yeah.
All right. Well, since you are saying we should take a break, let's take a break.
Nice.
You are listening to The Rick and Morty Show. I'm Rick. He's Orty. We'll be back after the break.
You're not.
To give you more nightmares.
Wake up, got another day to get through now. Got another man to see, gotta call him on the telephone. Hey, oh, gotta find a piece of paper. Sit down, got another letter to write. Think hard, gotta get a letter just right. It'll ring another telephone. No, gotta write a little later. No such thing as tomorrow.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 $3 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening.
In uncertain times, we could use someone to lean on. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma will stand by you with plan options to fit your budget. If you've recently lost your job, had a baby, or moved, you can still get the healthcare coverage you and your family need. Financial help may be available for those who qualify. Call 855-452-BLUE or visit hereforyouok.com to see if you're eligible to enroll. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, pop-up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
I know karate, I know jiu-jitsu, I drive like a gangster when I'm coming to see you, see you, see you, see you.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Okay, yeah, I really gotta cut that one because that video might be about to make me have a seizure. Holy crap. Alright, we're back. We're live, and I'm gonna shut this thing down before I start flopping.
You know, I mention it every now and then when we play it. I just gotta remind everyone that so Anthrax covered that song, and Joe Jackson's version is faster and harder, and in live performances actually does it faster than that.
Nice.
So yeah, and you know what? I'll drop one in. I'll drop it in the Discord channel, and the live version. Holy shit! I mean, you think for the guy who sings, is she really going out with him? To have the other end of that too, with some pretty fast punk shit. It's awesome.
Well, I mean, that's like the difference between Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship, and Starship. You would not think that some of those songs were put out by the same people.
Well, you know they did build that city on rock and roll.
Yeah, I know. I like that song. Everybody else seems to hate it.
I fucking hate it. So many.
Well, I think the reason why I wound up liking it is because it became popular where I was living around the same time that the space shuttle blew up, and so it was a distraction for me when that song came on because I remember hearing it that day, and it kind of helped cheer me up just a little bit. It kind of became endearing to me after that. I know I'm weird, but
You know what cheers me up? Trump's going to get a whole bunch of dumb, motherfucking, inconsistent people to start drinking Bud Light again.
Yeah, well, if you were drinking Bud Light before Dylan did his thing, then you don't have any taste in beer anyway.
Yeah, I like somebody posted a couple memes in my feed today about it being tranny fluid.
Oh, that's funny.
That's good.
That
I
is
like
good.
That. Yeah, I came to that joke too late, and I'm sorry. But yeah, so
but yeah, so he put out through Truth Social that Anheuser-Busch is not a woke company and deserves a second chance. Blah blah blah, yada yada yada. If you want to drink beer that tastes like water, then I'm not going to stop you. But
still, these are the same people who have spent the last year crowing about the various and the epic decline of Anheuser-Busch's stock, and how they deserve every bit of it, and how Budweiser never apologized. Well, Budweiser still hasn't apologized.
Yeah, well,
but now they've paid their dues. He's going to give them fucking a pardon, like he's. Yeah.
Well, I guess the reason this doesn't bother me as much is because I never really drank Bud Light to begin with, and I wasn't a real fan of regular Budweiser either, for that matter, because I usually preferred stouter tasting beers. But the other reason why I'm more sad about something else right now is somehow I missed that apparently Oreos have partnered with PFLAG, so I guess I'm going to have to start boycotting cookies. I guess it's a good thing I'm trying to lose weight now.
Did what?
Yeah, so I talked about this earlier today, but America's favorite cookie has taken a hard left turn. Oreo is now partnering with a very well-known alphabet mafia group known as PFLAG.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I mean, they partner with everybody. I'm not going to let that interfere with my. See, that's the thing, is that I don't. Okay. I pick my battles. Like, I boycotted HelloFresh because they pulled advertising dollars based off of unfounded rumors of Russell Brand's doing things. And it was all bullshit because he was very open with, hey, this is who I am. And they loved it until he started critical thinking classes on his YouTube channel. And then all of a sudden he's the worst person ever. So that's when I stopped using him for a while. But I'm going to say for a while because you're only sending a message for so long. But in the case of Budweiser, they kind of deserve it more because not only did they have the initial offense, they doubled and tripled down on it with no remorse. That's like saying, hey, we're going to pull funding because we're wrapped up in this knee-jerk reaction, and then quietly start advertising again, but we're not telling anyone we're doing it until people just forget that we said we were going to stop advertising in the first place. But Budweiser really put their foot in it. But with Oreo, you know what? I just enjoy them too much. I'm just going to pretend I didn't. And no, you can't just go with Hydrox and call it just as good, even though Hydrox was first. It's not. It's a lie.
Just because they were first doesn't mean they're better.
Yeah. And you know what? The lemon Oreos are kind of growing on me too.
Yeah, no, I've never. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of lemon anything, honestly. I drink lemonade.
Do you even margarita, bro?
I use limes in my margaritas.
It's actually
not lemons. Nerd. I know. Well, it also kind of depends on where you are, because I noticed, like, when we moved further west, it was like everybody was using lemons. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? It's supposed to be limes. Well, technically, it's just lemons or limes. I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's lemon lime.
Where I grew up,
It's
it was limes. It was limes. But yeah, I mean, the worst margarita mix I ever tasted reminded me of that flavor of Gatorade. It was terrible. Anyway.
So, Gina Carano's suing Disney.
I know. I'm wondering how long it's going to take until Elon buys Disney and changes the name to something X-related.
Right. X-Knee.
Oh.
X-Tune.
I don't know. I mean, he doesn't necessarily have to change the name of the entire park. He could just change Space Mountain to SpaceX Mountain and be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I'm actually really happy to see that she's suing Disney. And the funny thing is, like, the hate train started coming after her, and they're like, "You should probably ask DeSantis how well that worked out for him." And everybody's like, "Have you been paying attention? Because he won twice."
Right.
But yeah, I mean, the mouse.
He's the one who we never get tired of winning.
Yeah, the mouse is not the powerhouse that it once was.
No. In fact, Jeff was dropping links in the Culture Shift Discord that we use for research. He was watching the earnings call today, or was it D24, or was it just the investor relations call?
And now we're waiting for an answer.
I think it's too early for D24, but I may be wrong. Oh, it was 24.
So, let me see if it actually has the video.
Oh, first quarter 24. Okay.
So as much as I guess it depends on which Matt Walsh it is. I don't think this is the one I don't like. But so on Twitchy, there is an article going around with a video of how they need to make the FAA more inclusive. Kind of thinking with all the shit.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of Matt Walsh's thread on that.
So yeah, just for fun.
And we're looking at that, but we're also
never mind.
looking at
It doesn't translate well. I can't even understand it. That's weird.
Yeah, I can't.
I could understand it off air. I don't know why it's so bad now. But anyway, so it's a video call, and it's basically the footage begins with FAA Acting Deputy Chief of Operating Officer Angela McCullough saying more workers need to go from ramp to cockpit, meaning she wants to see more baggage handlers become airline pilots. What if they don't want to? And then it goes on. As the meeting goes on, McCullough declares that it's important to get a little uncomfortable. She complains that flight operations is white male dominant and tells the managers they need to talk about what the future could and or should look like. In response, David Will Riggins, the FAA Vice President of Flight Program Operations, says, "That's great, honestly. Those are some words that we really need to spend some time digging through and thinking about." No, we don't. No.
Really not.
No, we don't. Because y'all ain't paying attention. Boeing is falling apart because of DEI. The FAA is already falling apart because of DEI. And as much as I applaud the idea of somebody being able to go from the baggage ramp to the cockpit, that doesn't always work well. I'm just saying. I know. I should have played this.
Giggity giggity, giggity goo. Stick around.
And then it lagged on me, bastard. Anyway, alright, so, wow, believe it or not, we're almost out of time. So what you watching these days?
Wow, shit, we are. Well, it's like I said, I've been watching a lot. Okay, so between Fat Electrician,
Dude, thank you for that, by the way.
Audit the Audit, I have completely ruined my algorithm on YouTube. I don't get music anymore. I really have to go find it. But yeah, that's those three until I crash, and then I'm just putting I've almost watched all of them, of everything they've put out. So then I just go crash and have something on in the background.
I have to admit, I meant to text you the other day and tell you thank you for the Fat Electrician. I am not into most of the other stuff that you guys try to turn me on to, but that guy's fucking hilarious.
Right. Yeah, it was. Let's see. There's the one that we started. We started pushing on everybody was the one about Operation Praying Mantis, which is just fucking hilarious. But when you go to, he has near perfect comedic timing, and that just makes his choice of video cuts.
Oh yeah.
Is just he's really good. He's a good entertainer. So, but yeah, there's a lot of when you go to his early stuff, it's kind of like TikToks, and then I think they may have actually been translated over from TikToks. But once he starts going full screen, then when his wife gets in it too, just that's funny as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen any other stuff with the wife yet, but I need
she'll just pop in for a second. It's like no wonder you said you had 8 inches or something like that, and he'll say like, you said you'd take installments. I didn't know what that meant. So.
Oh, but yeah. So yeah, I watched that the other night when we got done, and I haven't watched any more yet. But I did actually laugh my ass off all the way through that one. So I will probably.
Yeah, there's quite a few. Just start digging around. Go newest to oldest until. But yeah, it's fun. And what's funny too is that it's like at first it was like that, and then there's a British he's some sort of special forces. I can't remember what kind, and he'll like he does reacts to things like Fat Electrician and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's also really funny too. He's like watching a Brit soldier take on an American soldier. He's just like, and yeah. So, yeah, watch the one on the B-1.
Oh yeah, that one tried to pop up for me, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to bed. I'll watch it later. And then I got distracted and forgot.
Yeah, so that's mostly what I've been watching those, and then just sacking out. Like I said, I'll have Deep Space Nine or something on the back.
I've been on an.
So here's what's weird. A friend of mine's. I finally got him convinced to watch SG-1.
Yep.
He's getting back into it. And what's weird is like, okay, so on Prime, where you don't have commercials, there's episodes missing.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
And then you have to go over to Tubi to watch the ones that are missing, and you make up for all the commercials that you don't get in the other one.
Yeah, I think Prime and Tubi and Freevee have a little deal going, because it's like, because I noticed the same thing with Atlantis now. Atlantis, after I think it's the last episode of the second season, everything says unavailable. What the fuck? But yeah, it's actually getting to the point where I'm starting to hate Prime again, because I don't even know why. I don't even know why I pay for it, because half the time when I'm looking for something, they don't have anything that just says, "Hey, this is what you can watch that's included with your shit." They show you everything. It's like, and then you're like, "Oh, this is there," and then you miss the part where it says, "Oh, you have to rent this." So then you click on it. It's like, "Oh, you can watch it. You want to pay $10, motherfucker? I'm already paying you for this shit." What? I mean, anyway. I mean, granted, the whole reason I got Prime to begin with is because I get shit from Amazon all the time, and shipping is expensive as fuck. So, I mean, it does save me money in the long run, but still, the video stuff has gone way downhill in my opinion.
And then charging you now $4 a month more to go commercial free.
That's why mine keeps saying with limited commercial interruptions now.
Yep.
I was wondering why that was popping up.
They don't make it easy to go find that either.
I was wondering.
I
was wondering why that was popping up, but that's all right. I'm still paying for the commercial-free Prime stuff, so I'm usually over there watching shit anyway. Lately, I've been on an RDA kick, so I've been watching Old School MacGyver.
Nice.
I forgot how much of that was voiceover. Like, not even when he's talking, like when he's like thinking stuff through to himself when he's building shit. They'll like have entire conversations where they're like 30 feet off camera, and you can't see that their mouths are even moving, and they're still talking to each other. I'm like, I didn't remember all this show pretty much being voiceover. What the fuck? It was weird. I was like,
voiceover and subtext.
I was like, I don't remember that, but yeah, I mean, honestly, it's been kind of cool to watch, because you see you start to see how much of actual RDA bled over between MacGyver and Colonel O'Neill, because. He's a smart. He's like a straight up smart ass in both. So,
well, I mean, you know what? I mean, intellectually I knew it, and I remembered it, but it keeps hitting me every now and then when I'm watching SG-1. It's like, oh shit, Don Davies, General Hammond, he was on MacGyver, and so was Mayborn and a couple others too.
Yep. I think that was my favorite moment of the whole. I think it was one of the first times SG-1 broke the fourth wall, when Carter's talking to O'Neill and she's like, "I'll just MacGyver it."
Yeah,
He's
do
like,
you have any idea how hard we had to MacGyver this? Yeah.
They just kind of give each other a look.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to look it up to see if that was an ad-lib moment or not. I haven't done that yet, though.
No, that'd be fun. It'd be fun. It'd be a lot cooler if it was. So.
Oh, anyway, that's it.
Yeah.
It's 10:01.
That is. That's the show.
So.
That's the really big show.
So
what was I going to fucking drop in Discord again? God damn, I've got the memory of it.
That song, I think. No, it was something else. I don't remember. My memory sucks.
Damn it!
My memory sucks today, too, but I'm on my 6th hour of radio, so I have an excuse.
No, I had the weirdest dream about my ex-wife last night. My first one. It wasn't like... It was just weird. She was in it, and just being belligerent, and... Oh, Joe Jackson. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I woke up after like 4 hours of sleep pissed. And I hadn't thought about her in like 20 years, so that was weird.
Yeah. That's weird, because, within like a few days ago, I had a weird dream about my second ex-wife, and I'm like, what the fuck am I dreaming about you for? But yeah, it was just, I don't know, it was kind of the same weird general thing. She was just being a bitch about something, and I kind of started waking up well enough to realize I was dreaming, and I said, you know what, you fucking left me, go away, and then I woke up. Anyway, alright, so on that note, we probably should start the process to get out of here. Where can folks find you, my dude?
Let's see. You can find me as Ordnance Packard on Twitter. I know, still, right? You can find me tomorrow night on Culture Shift with entertainment writer Brad Slager, the Virgin Connie Swale. Let's see. We're not doing Jux this weekend, and then back around next week on Manorama, and hopefully Jeff's feeling good enough to be back on there with us, too. How about you? Where can people find you? What's going on with Rick?
So tomorrow afternoon and Friday afternoon, we will be doing the Rick Robinson Show, 3 to 5, that we do every Monday through Friday now. 10 o'clock tomorrow night, Eastern Time, I will be on with Jen Homestead doing the Jen and Rick Show. Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, otherwise known as Aggie Time, I will be filling in for the still on hiatus Mickey Blowtorch doing He Said, She Said. And for the first time in forever, I have a Saturday with no radio. So I'm planning on doing lots and lots and lots of writing, since every time I thought I was going to be able to write this week, I couldn't. And then when I'm not doing all that, you can find me as a contributor on the Loftus Party, contributor at MisfitsPolitics.com, and Twitchy, as well as the executive producer of the Loftus Party podcast, which the latest episode just dropped yesterday. So if you haven't checked it out yet, please do so. And you can also find me on most social media platforms at RowdyRick73. And that's pretty much everywhere you can find me for now. Although, thanks to Gene, I might actually be contributing over at Newsmax soon. So we'll see. Yeah.
Nice.
As soon as I know, y'all will know. But on that note, we got to go. Because I've been working since like 8 this morning. And my brain is turning to mush. Not that I have much of a brain left anyway. No hailing of Hydra. We've had this discussion.
She was with the Russians too.